Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Woodridge Parents Podcast, number 8, also known as Ocho. Take 3 on the intro portion. Sorry for the weird intro and excitement. We did this intro now basically 1.5 times already because we've had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we seem to be okay now. Hi, Kelly.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm Daniel Staley, Daniel Joseph Sr. This is my beautiful wife, Kelly, no middle name, Billis Staley.
Yes.
We don't go with the dash, right, Kelly?
What?
Kelly Billis Staley.
I did not hyphenate, no.
What is your feelings on feminism and the thoughts of hyphenating the last name, Kelly?
Okay, well.
Okay, no, please.
You asked me for my opinion.
I was joking. We're not going there on the Woodridge Parents Podcast. We're not discussing political topics like that.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Oh, because it was a joke.
Oh, well, you have to say, by the way, it's a joke.
I reeled you right in.
Hey, I was ready to go, please.
I'm sure you are. So I did write down a couple topics for this week. Snow being the first one, which we've discussed a couple times. The general gist of the past couple takes was that it might not stick, but then it's 8 to 9 inches, so it might. And then all the DPW workers are going to get the extra overtime, which is good. I guess shout out to the DPW workers here in Woodridge.
I wonder if people are going to complain if they're doing it too early.
Oh boy.
If it's going to be a state of emergency.
I wouldn't be shocked if that lady's house had a couple extra bits of snow and piled up in the driveway.
I'm just saying,
I guess.
Because, people that are working very hard for us and trying to make sure everything is safe, especially for our children and, everyone going to work. I mean, you have to do when you have to go around the entire town to do it. A little ferry just doesn't go snap and everything's clean.
No, there isn't a snow ferry.
Sorry. Just saying.
No magical, mystical snow fairy.
No.
But, we'll see if it gets to Tuesday and then you'll actually have a day off because it's
might be delayed. I mean, if it's that bad, it might be a delayed opening, I'm thinking.
Oh, delayed openings.
Those are the worst.
The worst, dude.
And I don't even, that's gonna be rough trying to get the kids to school, but we'll manage it.
Hopefully they're feeling better and Danny hasn't fallen off the couch just yet because he's taking a little nappy doodle upstairs.
Well, he's super tired and he was up a lot last night, so.
Yeah, he's had the cough and a little congestion for a while.
Yeah, it's going around school.
He hasn't played Xbox in a couple days.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons, but mostly, honestly, because they get so worked up on it.
Yeah, they get a little crazy.
Like, both of them needed to just chill for a couple days.
No, they do.
And they're like sleeping a lot, which means they're
tired.
To sleep.
And
and I'm sorry for cutting you off, but Daniel was, complaining about his legs hurting.
Yeah.
And what did you find out about that?
No, well, I found out that, it might be growing pains. I actually talked to my mom about that this morning. And the first thing she said was, "Oh, is it happening by his knees and by his calves?" I was like, "Joy, yes, it is." But I know that's a thing, especially with boys, because how, again, like, don't quote me on this or anything, but how, like, they're growing, but their muscles might have to, like, catch up or something with it, where that's right where he was pointing was exactly what my mother said and exactly what I was reading yesterday.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
and
he's working out so hard.
And this is about the time of his age. He's going to be 7.
Even like this morning when he came down, he looks
big, taller. His legs look super tall. He just looks taller.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. He's going to be big.
And, he is going to, I'm going to try to get him to the doctor tomorrow, but his annual visit is in March. So we'll see how much he grew. And then John's right after. Not doing them together.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too much.
Crazy. They're getting bigger and bigger by the second.
No, I know. It's crazy. Oh my goodness.
We made it halfway through Mighty Ducks last night.
Yes.
For movie night. We pushed movie night back to Saturday night. I think that's why I was so off schedule-wise.
I know.
Because we kind of pushed everything back and today being Sunday.
Well, we ordered the pizza a little bit later on Friday and then they weren't done.
Didn't really. I ordered like the regular time.
But yeah, it's still, I don't know.
Yeah, but they liked Mighty Ducks. We watched half of it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I haven't seen Mighty Ducks in a long time.
Me too.
It's obviously a great movie.
I see them now liking more of the real life versions, but it has to be involving kids and sports.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Or
did.
like ninjas, like Three Ninjas.
Oh God, they love Three Ninjas. Then we did Little Giants.
Right.
Then we did The Sandlot. They actually watched it again yesterday because I liked it so much.
Little Giants, Sandlot, and Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks, yeah.
Are those the three best kids sports movies of all time?
I would say yeah.
What else is there really?
Well, they have this movie called The Big Greens about soccer. They have a Sandlot 2, which is actually pretty good too. Actually,
we're encompassing the whole.
they've never watched The Goonies.
Okay, but that's not a sports movie.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
that's
a
that
child.
movie's
That's
too
like the
old for them.
I know. Well, now it is because that was like a PG movie back in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, but they're not really old enough.
I know
for
they're
PG
not.
either.
I know.
Look at you, Mom.
Hey,
Wanting them to watch
parental guidance.
naughty movies.
Parental guidance. I've never let them watch it by themselves.
Guidance, no.
But yeah, they really did like the Mighty Ducks. They did.
Yeah, they were good.
Well, Danny's favorite
Gordon
was Little
Bombay.
He still likes that the best
Yeah,
because
Danny
like he
loves
likes
football though.
Yeah, he does.
that's
He's ready.
That's like his thing. He's ready to start.
He's ready to
hitting
go.
people.
Yeah.
I'm worried about John. Johnny's going in to be a younger kid in flag football, and Daniel was throwing kids around all the time. I don't know if Johnny's going to be able to handle himself.
Handle himself up by not throwing kids around or getting
No,
hit.
no. Like to stop himself from
I know, that's
throwing
what I'm
kids
saying.
around. Johnny's more.
He's-
he is and he isn't rougher than Daniel. Like in judo, sometimes he kind of is a little softy.
Because he doesn't really know what he's doing yet.
He doesn't know he's doing football either.
But still,
also-
more
so
kids his own
that's one
age.
thing I wasn't even planning on bringing this up. It's kind of like a off topic, but
Mm-hmm.
your father was saying that like Lyndhurst does flag football in a different way, like a more traditional flag football way.
Okay.
In Woodridge, it was just regular football without pads.
I don't really know.
Like, I don't like in flag football is like a specific thing. There's like a quarterback, there's one center, and then everyone else is like a running back or a receiver. This was just football with no pads,
Yeah.
which I guess is why we only had 4 teams in the league.
Maybe.
And
yeah.
we only played 2. We didn't even play Elmwood Park, right? Like
Did they get no? Wait,
we
I
were
think they got
supposed to, and then we played
canceled.
New Milford again. We played New Milford 4 times.
Yeah.
And Heights twice, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was, I don't. That's just.
I'm
probably just how
surprised
it
Rutherford
goes.
doesn't have. I'm sure they have a team.
I'm sure they do, but they probably play
in a different league.
like yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure where's Carlstadt or East Rutherford or
Yeah.
any of these other towns, Wallington.
Is Moonaki with us for flag football?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really
I
get
don't
that, but I don't know.
The last time I went to a flag football game in Lyndhurst is when I was teaching kindergarten. Like a bunch of my kids were on the team.
Right. Was it the same as Danny's game?
No, it wasn't
No, that's what I'm
because they
saying.
literally they were throwing the ball.
So when they had the like training camp thing in the summer that Daniel went to for one day and then didn't go to because he wasn't in the grade, but
it's fine. Moving on.
It was like traditional flag football.
Yeah.
Like with different positions, like no like full line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was weird when like they started doing that in regular football.
I know. I don't know. I mean,
But that's how kids get hurt. Like if you're playing regular football, the kids are going to tackle.
well, yeah,
Like if you're just playing like basically touch or whatever, they're not.
because I mean, if you're telling them to block, they're gonna block.
Right. I don't know how you don't block without pushing the kid to the ground.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, some kids aren't probably steady enough on their feet or strong enough to.
I mean, Daniel
stay.
was just
He was annihilating
trucking
people.
kids all day.
I know. But
But whatever.
yeah.
So we did discuss a little bit of groceries.
Yes.
And Costco and the food place BJ's.
BJ's.
I had to word that phrase carefully.
Well, I mean, you used to do it all the time, but it's just now the Stop and Shop is gone. It's just
Yeah, I mean, I was the grocery guy. I was Deucey the grocery
and I
guy.
loved it. Every minute of it.
Monday mornings, 8 a.m. usually.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mr. Barksdale. I would see him there a lot. But that was Stop and Shop. And that was the Stop and Shop on Carlstadt. And I quite enjoyed it. I listened to a nice podcast.
Yeah.
But that was the Stop and Shop that I went to my entire life for
Mm-hmm.
like 20 years.
Yeah.
I guess not my entire life, but the majority
Almost.
of my grocery shopping by myself life was at Stop and Shop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go to Food Bazaar. It would be like a traumatic experience going in
I
there
know.
and seeing all the things just different. I can't do that.
And no one we know there anymore either. Like
I don't know anybody
the
there.
workers.
I'm not going to ShopRite. I just can't deal with that.
It's too crowded. I can't. I was getting anxiety last night.
And then, we did like Amazon and Lodi, the new Amazon Fresh store, but like their meat selection is not
very
great.
tiny.
They would like run out of milk and stuff like that. So we've basically just had you go back to Stop and Shop in Lyndhurst.
Which
now.
I know everyone there, and I know the layout of the store is pretty much almost the same, but again, I get to meet my mom there for a day date with her.
Right. But we have started going to BJ's Wholesale.
Yeah.
And it honestly has helped, dude. The prices are a lot better.
And I have, obviously you have the app and sorry, my voice, I'm losing my voice. And we get like special coupons online and it's actually really good.
Maybe we should have Danny and Johnny be like the BJ's boys instead of like the Costco guys. Do you know the Costco guys? Like double chunk chocolate chip cookie. I don't understand. Like, how are you on TikTok as much as you are?
We talked about this.
And not have the Costco guys.
I don't know. I just don't.
You've never seen like 3 booms for my, for your brother?
No, I haven't.
Boom,
no.
Boom. Double chunk chocolate chip.
No.
Come on. Double chunk chocolate chip cookie.
No.
Shout out to one of my former players. I gotta be honest, I don't remember his first name. Last name Hutchinson. The kids call them Hutch. Shout out to Hutch. Because apparently I've seen him on the old IG, and he actually he had met the Costco guys.
Oh, really?
Ate some double chunk chocolate cookies and gave it 3 booms on the double chunk chocolate cookie.
That sounds so good right now. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. So basically those cookies that you get from BJ's, it's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
The Costco guys are a guy and his son who go to Costco and do like reviews. And they count it like booms, like 1 boom, 2 booms, 3 booms.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still
haven't seen it.
Shocked that you haven't even seen it. Like,
sorry.
So, okay, we're going to go way off the topic here.
Okay.
So, if you don't know who the Costco guys are, like,
okay,
who are some famous people that you see on your TikTok that come up often?
They're not really. I don't think they're really famous. A lot of teacher like comedy things. What else? A lot of like old high school like memes, I guess you could say, and a lot of mom stuff. A lot of mom stuff.
So who's like the top mom influencers that you see?
I don't really. I mean, I can't really name their names off the top of my head. Their faces I know, but I can't really name their names.
Right. Well, we got to get you into the double chunk chocolate cookie guys.
Yeah, well, all I have to say
guys.
is that as soon as I went on Facebook before, my friend Laura Napolitano, shout out Laura, she said how TikTok was back, and I was.
Well, here we go.
I
that was one of
super
our topics.
excited.
The topic was TikTok ban, but literally live on the podcast, Kelly finds out.
I was like, oh my gosh,
that TikTok is back. Actually, here, I haven't even looked. Here's my phone. I actually was on TikTok this morning because I got a VPN set up and had it going. But let's see. Are we back? Thank you for your patience and support. Results of President Trump's efforts. TikTok is back in the U.S. Boom, baby.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The old Tiki-Talkie is back.
Yeah.
Back and better than ever, baby.
Thank goodness. I was so upset this morning.
Yeah. Listen, IG is just not the same. It's just not as good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's better, like, because I have more people that I know on IG, like similar to Facebook, but
it's not as entertaining.
It's just not as good as the talk, dude.
I know.
It's not as good.
And I was honestly just recently getting into TikTok, maybe the past couple months.
Yeah, and I still stick by the idea that the creators of the phones and the operating systems should be protecting us from apps even being able to access any of the things that they don't want to.
Uh-huh.
Now, I think they do, really, which means like a lot of this stuff. Oh my gosh. I know I haven't cursed in a while. I'm sorry. A lot of these things are a little sus, as the kids would say, in my opinion. Because I don't, like the idea that TikTok as an app can access all these other things across your network seems like a security fault in the phones and the networks.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it's also kind of ironic. Like, they're like, oh, they use this app and made it popular so they could steal data. Like, well, like, how do you make something popular?
I know.
That seems like something hard to do. Like, they have. I just noticed we're both sitting here wearing red, just spouting off Chinese communist propaganda. But again, I don't know. But I do like TikTok, so I guess
Me too.
We're call my boy Xi Jinping. Do you know who Xi Jinping is?
I'm afraid to answer.
Oh my god. Do you know who Vladimir Putin is?
Yes, I know who that is. Thank you.
Okay.
I do know who that is.
Do you know who? Oh, this is actually rough. I thought I knew more world leaders than I probably did. Who's Justin Trudeau?
I know the name.
Okay.
I just can't.
Who's Emmanuel Macron?
Why am I getting a quiz right now on world leaders? Moving on. Thank you.
Not a one, huh? Xi Jinping is the basic like top leader of China.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Trudeau is the president of Canada. He just actually resigned. It's funny. There's like a bunch of world leaders resigning now that Poppy Trump is coming in.
Well, yeah, there.
Oh wait, I'm gonna mark that and go back and cut that. We're not being political, so we're not showing affiliations, even though we're wearing red shirts.
Yes.
And to be honest, that was basically accidental, but we're gonna just go with it being planned out anyway.
Okay.
Because the inauguration is coming up on
Tomorrow.
Monday. So I know you did discuss that with your class children.
I did. I did a lesson for Martin Luther King Jr. And then I said, since we're not going to be in school tomorrow, that it would be good if they watch the inauguration, because we're going to be discussing it on Tuesday.
What do you think the general vibe is amongst your second graders in your class? Are they pro-Trump or are they pro-Kamala?
Honestly, I think they're pro-Trump.
I've heard that a lot of the young kids and the high school kids now are big Trumpers.
And do you want to know what? Last night when we were watching Mr. McMahon, when you fell asleep,
I did.
There was a whole big thing on Trump. Like when he was actually involved in everything over there. No, but I mean like...
He was like in matches.
No, I know. It was a billionaire match or whatever it was.
We're going to bring that back and watch it.
Okay. But like the billionaire match or whatever, when they had... It was literally just like in Game of Thrones when they had Tyrion have someone else fight for him.
Right.
It was the same exact thing. But it was really... And then when he shaved McMahon's head...
Oh my God.
No, that was all on the thing last night. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, there was I forget what the meme was, but it was like... I think it was like all the WWE guys at the Oval Office with Trump. So it was like McMahon, his wife, his kids, Triple H, and a couple of people. And it was something like Stone Cold has stunned 8 out of 10 people in this picture.
Yes, I remember. Yeah. But it was just,
like
oh my
Stone
gosh.
Cold has stunned Donald Trump,
Everybody.
the president.
Yeah. But
Stone Cold said so.
Exactly.
So I liked Stone Cold. I wasn't like a huge Stone Cold guy. Like
I was more The Rock.
Yeah, I probably lean more Rock as well. Undertaker was probably like my all-time favorite. He's probably the best of all time.
He was there through multiple generations of...
He's like technically still there. He comes out.
Yeah, I mean, but like he's there through multiple generations of everyone coming and going, because a lot of people were coming and going, and
he was on Rogan too.
Yeah,
he was cool.
Well, even Hulk Hogan, like he would come and go, and like he still looks huge. I mean, like from like what he was doing, you know.
He's probably on all types of nonsense.
Well, I know he's my dad's age. He's 71.
Yeah, I mean, Hogan's been on sauce for 40 years. That's probably why he's had to have so many surgeries. I mean, listen, getting thrown all over the place like that, you're going to have surgeries. And being that big.
Yeah.
Also getting thrown all over the place. Because your own body is working against you if you're getting thrown onto the mat. Like, your own weight is pulling you into the mat.
Mm-hmm. But, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Daniel and the boys have it. Daniel's been a little under the weather.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things going around. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I had like 6 kids out of my class. It's that time of year where they have that lingering cough, and every mom and dad knows what I'm talking about. The cough at night that keeps the entire house up. Other than Johnny, because Johnny likes to snore now, but he is like stone cold out every night. But Danny, he, especially when he gets a little bit under the weather, he gets very mushy. He just wants to be cuddled. And, last night, I wanted to make sure I was with Danny for a little bit, like to have him go back to sleep. Then I was with John. And, my thing fell out. But, yeah, it's just... Then last night, then Danny came back into John's room, and then there was the 3 of us in the bed, and it's just it's hard for me to go to sleep, obviously, because Danny, unless like Danny was like out cold, because like right now he's been sleeping, he hasn't coughed once.
Right.
Like once he's like asleep, I mean like that really, really like knocked out of sleep, he won't cough. But like when he's up a little bit, when it's very easy to wake him up, he'll be coughing. Yeah. So hopefully this will give him a little bit of rest. And then...
And he honestly, basically, he didn't really even want to say... He said he felt okay the whole time. This whole week, he's like, I feel okay. I'm just a little tired.
I mean, we kept him...
He's been coughing.
Yeah. I mean, we kept him home on Thursday because he was a little bit warm. But when you have that mom feeling when, you send him to school, you're not really sure. His cheeks, he's so fair. His cheeks were so pink. I was like, I just know I'm going to get a phone call middle of the day, and I'd just rather him rest at my parents' house. And then we kept him home the next day just to make sure. Yeah. And he was cool as can be. So, I mean, it was a 24-hour fever where he wasn't hot the next day. Sick. But he's still just not feeling, that. And the weather has been so crazy. It goes from hot to cold. That's not good either. And John's just trucking along.
They both need relaxation time.
They do.
Especially from the Xbox, because even when they play the Xbox, they get crazy worked up.
They get revved up, and they just need to calm down. But,
which kind of goes to the next topic, which I put fibbing.
Okay.
It kind of corresponded in the same time because we did take the Xboxes away from the boys for this quote unquote week, which is already.
And you're already starting, and you told me, okay, if I start to chop it down, tell me I have to, leave it through. But I already knew you're gonna like fade a little bit on it.
if they haven't been feeling good, I get it. But I am very strict and staunch on telling the truth, and it's not like Daniel is just telling these just blatant lies about nonsense.
Yeah.
I get very upset, and I still consider a lie if you're kind of saying, oh, nothing's wrong, or, you don't want to say specific things because you think you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just, where I'm coming at is if you just tell me the truth, it's going to be way better than if you keep this whole, I didn't do it because, and just make up some nonsense.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of being honest.
Yeah.
What do you feel like that as a child expert?
No, I agree, because I mean, right now I feel both boys are testing the limits and they're testing the boundaries. Yes. More Danny than John, because he's still a baby. He's still little, Danny has little tastes of freedom here and there, and he thinks he's older than he is.
Yeah, sometimes. And
he doesn't get it that he's still little.
Yeah.
Especially now, because, he goes to school, there's not really older children there, but, they have 3rd grade. So he sees the older kids, and, I'm sure he sees, them like walking home and like doing like, a little bit older things. And even like what
mature.
He is mature, but then he's not mature. He's mature in certain aspects, but then if he thinks he can get away with something a little bit, again, typical little boy, and he tries to push the limit where he should know, like he knows he shouldn't be doing it.
So yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's,
of course I agree with that. I just don't know if that's immature. It's almost too mature. Because he
I don't think he understands. I don't think he thinks of the consequences when he's doing it. He'll understand it later afterwards. Like I can see like, all right, so Tara, she has older children. She has Dominic is 13 and Mikey's 11. I've seen them grow up their whole entire lives, especially when they were little, and they pretty much have almost the same age difference with, the same as our boys. And I can see how, as they get more mature, they're thinking things through more, obviously, and they know what's going to happen if they stray away from like what they should be doing. I think Danny is very impulsive at times, where he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions for certain things. Like he knows that if he punches his brother in the face, he knows he's going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? But for other little things, I don't think he understands the consequences when he's doing the action, where he needs to think of it more.
So yes, I agree to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does know a lot of times, and he's like trying to wiggle his way out of it.
Yes, certain times I feel. Not all the time, but I think certain times he does. Yeah, obviously.
And again, they're both great boys.
Yeah, they are.
They're not. This isn't like, there's $200 missing, and like or like they're stabbing each other.
No, of course not.
I forget even what like Daniel got like not even yelled at Judo, but like so okay, Dan, blah blah blah, stop doing whatever he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like he wouldn't tell me the truth of what it was when it was nothing even like that serious.
Anything big, yeah.
Right. Like he doesn't understand that just cutting to the chase makes it a lot better.
I think he thinks when he's confronted with something, it's automatically he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
So yeah, I try not to like trick them really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, hey, Danny, how'd that go with Sensei? And then he says the truth, and then I get, I actually get pissed.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem cool. Mm-hmm. Because I want him to be comfortable enough to tell me the truth.
Of course.
I don't, that's what gets me more upset than anything. If they're not comfortable enough to tell me the truth, because, partially that's my fault. I haven't instilled enough confidence in them that I'm not, I'm going to be fair with them.
I know.
So it's, something I have to work on as well. But
again, everything's a learning experience. Like we've never been parents before. I mean, we've been parents for 6.5 years, and everything is, is learned, and every situation is different, where like the consequences sorry guys, I'm definitely losing my voice and can't, but the consequence has to fit the crime too.
Right.
So, if he wasn't listening for one thing or he got in trouble for one thing, it has to be the consequence fits the crime. It can't just be one, like it can't be a one size fits all thing.
No, you're right.
And again, that takes time too. And my suggestion is, again, like we just keep talking to the children, keep reminding them, and like as things happen, you have to talk to them through that situation, Yeah. And it's hard too. I mean, obviously, if they're doing one thing and, like things get broken or someone gets hurt, obviously, you kind of, you have to kind of work that through. But just talking to the children and, even giving them like scenarios to like help them. You have to just
nip it in the bud.
Well, that too. Yeah. Talking to him, nip it in the butt and everything. Yeah.
Because it only gets worse.
Absolutely.
Really if you just let it go, it's not going to get better.
No, absolutely.
It just only gets worse.
And again, like addressing it, right then and there, making it, like letting them know, no, this is not the correct thing to do. And again, sometimes when people just start screaming and yelling, the child might just shut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shut down, where like they're not going to listen to you anyway. And again, everyone has their different parenting techniques, and I mean, it used to be like when, I remember I was talking to my dad about this, where it was like, oh yeah, wait till your father gets home. Like when like a child would be in trouble,
right.
But, times are different now. Both parents have to be on the same page, which I know sometimes we go back and forth with things too. But again, that's why it has to be open communication, which it's hard to do all the time,
Absolutely.
And the key thing is to try to remain calm and talk through it and always, be open with each other, know. But I have noticed that there has been a big thing with COVID babies. Especially, like when like we had John,
Mm-hmm.
how those children, since they were, they weren't going to school as much and, being kind of like sheltered from everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like those children seem to be a lot more clingy than older children.
Yes, but really neither of them. Danny just missed pre-K 3.
Yeah.
So it's not like they really missed anything. It would have been
No,
the
it's
same
not that they
thing
really
either
missed
way.
anything, but I know that like we didn't take them
You
out
were
as
around,
much.
yeah. I mean,
We didn't take them out as much
we
as
didn't really even
it
take
was.
Daniel out that much either. Way before COVID. to be honest.
Well, no, he didn't go anywhere for his first 6 months of his life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like up for debate. I see people bring little babies out all the time, and I'm kind of like shocked. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, like,
And again, it's every parent's decision, like how they want to handle that,
yeah.
But
before we get to your Kelly's updates,
mhm.
One kind of quick thing I wanted to touch on. I saw like an article. American Dream is apparently just snubbing their nose at the blue laws. Like they're just open on Sundays.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's
apparently
good
all the
to know.
stores and all the shops and restaurants and everything is open on Sundays at American Dream.
And do you want to know what?
And they're just telling the county to take a walk.
Do you want to know what? It was so funny because as I was driving home today from food shopping, these things do not stay in my ears. I was thinking to myself, because, we want to give the kids some more clothes, I'm like, okay, well, can't go to the Bergen Mall. I don't want to go over there. And obviously it's closed on Sundays anyway. And we love Old Navy. We love, Zara's, all that stuff or whatever. But I'm like, wait a second. Why am I killing myself trying to figure out when to go? I could just do it online.
Yeah.
It's, again, the easiest thing to do. But
I mean, there's sizes, but it doesn't really matter. Especially if you could just go back and return it at the store.
Yeah, that's the thing. But if it's open on Sundays, that's even better.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, during the week, it's hard to get up there, obviously, after school. Saturday, we have Judo. And I don't like to go any later on in the day.
Usually after Judo, we could barely walk.
Well, yeah. I know I didn't go yesterday with you guys, but I definitely want to go on Saturday. Just because Danny has this
hard yesterday too.
Yeah.
I've been going hard since I've been back training.
That's good though.
I'm still gonna take a knee every once in a while. Though.
Oh really? Yeah. But Danny has his next tournament coming up on the 26th.
Yeah.
So
it's a week from
a
week from today's recording.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be 5 days from when we post.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. I'll see.
It's coming off from a big win the last time.
Well, off the major tournament. And then
major tournament
into the
the other one
into
was
dojo, and he fought all older kids.
Yeah, he fought all older kids, and
I hope we do schedule that into dojo at our tournament, and hopefully Sensei Colton Brown comes because we love him so much.
Absolutely.
But hopefully, maybe I'll ref this time, and any of the matches that are going to decision are going to go to Kamal students this time instead of all of them going to Colton Brown students. Sensei, shout out to judo kid Jalen, the kid who was the ref.
Yeah,
he also wrestles at Don Bosco, so wonderful for you guys. But we're getting the hometown calls this time, baby. Okay.
Yes. Oh, man.
So that was the Bergen Blue laws. A couple of things we don't really necessarily need to get to. And what do you got, Kelly?
Okay, so I'm going to do it in order. So January 24th is Pajama Day at Catherine Doyle. Nice. It's a $1 donation, and donations are going towards Project Night Night. I'm not exactly sure what Project Night Night is, but I know it's for something good, so please make sure you donate. January 27th.
Project Night Night, Sweet Dreams for Homeless Children.
Oh, okay,
Each Night Night package contains a new security blanket, age-appropriate children's book, and a stuffed animal.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so moving on. January 27th through January 31st is the Art Appreciation Week, where students are encouraged to wear their favorite colors each day to school. January 27th is also the Board of Education meeting at 7 o'clock. And then January 28th through the 31st are all half days. So it's 4 days of half days, dismissal 12/28. And from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock is parent-teacher conferences. And that's it on my end through the schools. Please be on time for your conference, because I know as a teacher myself, when parents are late for their for their conference time, it just pushes the whole day back, and teachers aren't getting paid any extra for if they have to stay till after 3 o'clock. So
Now, didn't we have parent-teacher conferences once? Do you have them twice a year?
I'm actually happy. I know that we had them in November.
I didn't go, right?
No, I went. I went because we're home with the kids. No, it's honestly it's easier because I'm I know what I'm talking about.
You
Even
get into
last
school teacher mode, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, was he good in class? Oh, good.
Oh, stop. Give yourself some more credit than that. Come on.
Well, yeah, but like you kind of like take over in that situation.
I know it's hard for you.
It's not easy,
but
you know,
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Expert and specialist in that field.
Thank you.
Just like I'm an expert and specialist in every other field.
Calm down there, mister.
I know,
but no, so I actually, Miss Schwartz, who we love. She posted again for conferences, and I'm going. I'm taking half a day of school that day.
Did she send like it was just a general handwritten letter that was photocopied to us because she doesn't use what is it? What is that? What? Ninja Dojo Ninja School Dojo
Class
Ninja?
Dojo?
Class Dojo?
No, it was an email for the entire first grade class.
All right.
So
speaking of
what
should we touch on orangutan certified? What? Now you have to say it because it almost sounds like
it's
it could be
in Gillingham.
Orton Ham Sam. Ham Sam?
Oh my gosh.
Orton Gillingham certification?
Yeah, it's just a multi sensory approach to teaching.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Would you like to plug your tutoring services, Kelly?
Yeah, sure. I am going to be tutoring after school on certain days of the week, obviously depending on our kids' schedule too, because family comes first. So if you are interested in anyone from grades pre-K through grade 2, I have taught literally pre-K, kindergarten, second grade right now, and I have done a lot of the work in first grade. So I have a good little roundabout expertise in those fields for phonics, reading, LA, comprehension, and also math. So if anyone wants a tutor, please get in contact with us. Either drop a message or
you can message us, or you can email us at staleyfamilynj for New Jersey at gmail.com. So we'll definitely get those messages. That would be great. Shout out to Jan Promotions, my company, and my lovely employee, Jack Nagel.
Yes.
If you need any promotional products or branded apparel, from pens to bags to mugs
to shirts,
to shirts like our beautiful polos that we're wearing. We do specialize in law enforcement, government, and large collegiate educational. Rutgers, Felician, the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, Bergen County Sheriff's Office, many other large companies. We do a lot of great items for them. So please let us know if you need anything like that. And for Kelly's wonderful tutoring service.
Yes.
We saw that there are other tutoring services in town. They have what I like to call orangutan certification, which is, what did you say?
Or in Gillingham. Oh my goodness, this guy over here. Or in Gillingham.
Or in Gillingham certification, which apparently means you can charge a super lot amount of money. Which I don't know. I mean, maybe that's worth it. I don't know.
It depends on the child. And, there are certain things that you can use. As every teacher knows, you have to gear it towards each child's strengths and weaknesses, and it just depends on how the child learns, basically, and the age for it. So everything works out for everyone in their own way.
I mean, you could basically do most of those things, right? That they do.
Well, being a younger grade teacher, you have to do a lot of those things anyway. So
So you'd say that you would be a much better value in general? It's okay, Kelly.
I've been doing it for a long time. And again, it's just every teacher's strength comes out in their classroom and their tutoring services. And it depends on how the child reacts to it, and, modifying it towards his or her strengths.
Now, should you look into getting Orville Redenbacher certification?
I already looked into it, but
is that like from the Popcorn family, like the Orville Redenbacher?
Are you serious right now? Oh my gosh, this guy over here.
I don't know anything about teaching certifications?
When I was going back for my master's, I didn't see it where I went. It was at Colwell University. I went there for undergrad, my first master's, my second master's, and everything. So I just opted to do a reading specialist, which kind of encompasses everything. But they do have the Fairleigh Dickinson, I know, the Orrin Gillingham. But again, right now it would be very hard to go back and get another certification. How
long would that actually take?
It depends, honestly. It depends on how many courses it is. It depends on how many courses you take per semester, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure if there's like an internship you have to do with it. I haven't really looked into it that much.
Oh,
well, yeah. To be a principal, you have to have 300 hours worth of, work with a principal in your school or district.
It's nonsense.
Well, that's what it's like.
Nonsense. That sounds just like free work to me.
Free work? Maybe free work.
You have to have 300 hours of like working for the principal without getting paid?
not working. It's more like shadowing. So
do you get paid for that? I don't understand. Like,
it
how would you do
on
that if you're a teacher already?
Well, here's the thing. It depends on your district and what they'd be willing to do for you. So I know that principals in my school district, they would do it while they're actually working. So it would take like maybe a couple, I don't know how many years it would be, but on like your prep time, so like every day.
An hour a day? 500
it
hours?
depends. 300. But again, like I don't have my principal certification. I just went for supervisor. Right. So for supervisor, I just had to, it was only a couple courses, but I had to, go over with my principal, and, just like observe him doing things, how to get things done, how to like react to certain like situations and everything like that. A principal is more with like legalities, you know what I'm saying? Where a principal has to deal with not only the school, but just a lot more intense issues, which I wouldn't really want to do, honestly. No. Supervisor is good, dealing with the teachers, dealing with the kids, parents, yes, here and there, but more of just being like a overseer of different subjects and implementing new curriculum, stuff like that, which is more towards my specialty, I feel. Yeah Alrighty. There was something else I felt like we wanted to talk about too, but I forgot. I don't know.
I had a little list to do. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
All right, very good. So then for today, we will wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you're still watching at this point, wonderful. The clips are doing pretty good, so we'll take that. I guess I didn't even actually announce. We are on Spotify as well now.
Are we really? Okay.
We are on Spotify. That will be Apple Podcasts as well soon, once I kind of get that going. iHeartRadio podcast as well. But we are available on Spotify. All the episodes are there. So by all means, if you want to like listen in the car or something like that, do that. But please make sure you subscribe on YouTube in particular, Spotify, follow or whatever. But the YouTube subscriptions are really, 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 really super important and big to us. So if everyone who watches could just subscribe, that would be fantastic. And that would really help us out. And that's all I got. Anything else, Kelly?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, very good. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.